We plan to be doing some MTGO modern drafts today. We're going to start in a moment when Brad gets out here. We're getting used to Brad's sweet new mouse here. It's like freaking Batmobile. It's giant. So I'm getting used to the feel of it. It's not as sleek as the other ones, but it's kind of ergonomic. So we're figuring that out. We're going to go to the play lobby. Let's see what we've got. Limited tournaments. Yep. Here comes Brad right now. He's Mobius picking on over here. Not a font event. All right. So depending on how this goes, this may be our last modern draft or not. We're obviously hoping to open new cool things. All right. We can do an 8-4. Or we can do a 6-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2.
Whatever you want, then.
I want to do the full amount of matches, so let's go with the 6-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2. Oh, the 8-4's almost full, though.
Oh, come on. 6 versus 3, it's not going to matter that much. You do what you want to do. We'll get there.
8-2-4.
We can talk about the affinity deck while we're waiting in the queue if you want.
Let's live dangerously, guys. Let's do an 8-4. Living dangerously with the 8-4.
It's going to start.
Yeah,
in a couple seconds.
It is, and if we lose, it's okay. We can do affinity drafts or affinity matches and just live with it. We haven't been in position to win an 8-4 since we started. I just want to live dangerously. I'm just feeling it.
You're feeling it?
I'm feeling the fire.
After that first pack, you might not be feeling it.
You know what? When we open that foil goif, it'll all be worth it.
Oh man,
foil goif.
How crazy will that be?
Foil goif in 3, 2, 1. Shadow Mage Infiltrator, not foil goif.
Woo!
Okay, so let's look for a good card. So let's go ahead and pre-reserve Nameless Inversion.
Yep.
That's our best common. Pillory is a card that I think is stronger than Nameless Inversion in most sets, but I think it's actually worse here. That even if I'm the Black-White Spirits deck, I'd rather usually have Nameless Inversion than Pillory, just to the ability to resurrect it. Shadow Mage Infiltrator is just not that powerful of a card overall. But let's make sure that we...
What are you...
Oh, God, I'm just trying to make it smaller, whatever.
What are you trying to do?
I'm checking the value, but I don't think it has any value whatsoever.
What are you talking about?
Shadow Mage Infiltrator.
Oh, it does not.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
Oh, what, 2 cents? It is a very good card. I'd be very happy to have it if it's on the wheel. I think it's too good to wheel. But that said, I'm not unhappy with the first pick Nameless Inversion. I'm also not excited with it. But none of these 2-color cards are worth picking.
I'm excited about it. That's one of my favorite cards in the set.
It's not one of the cards I'd necessarily just go into black for by itself.
The Guild Mage is pretty good too.
Okay, let's go ahead and reserve that while we look at everything else. They took the rare. Okay, so I'm just going to take the strongest card here as well. I'm not going to make it based on picks. Demir Gilgage is fine.
Well, so is the Berserker there. Berserker's good. The foil Ulamog Crusher is pretty, but not something I would pick this early. Rapping Flames is okay.
I think it's Demir Guildmage.
Sunlance is actually okay as well. But
Sunlance.
So the either the Berserker or the Guildmage I think are the strongest picks here. Now, if we're going for the artifact deck, the Mechanist is good. Not only is it a decent card, but it can get you the equipments. So
I think if I was going to go with the artifact deck, I'd probably just pick up Sunlance. I would start with Sunlance, and if you can pick up the removal spells, then you can pick up your artifacts a little bit later. These are more likely to wheel, but I'll take the Guild Mage. All right, so let's go ahead and...
So, interesting note, Tezzeret's Gambit can be played by any colors.
Again. So that's kind of like Smokebreaker, but I think it's still earlier than I'd like to pick for that. The Double Moonlight Strider is an exciting card if we wanted that. Now, Ashen Moor Gouger would be good if we were going to be mono black, but I don't think we will be.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go one color.
So the cards I'm actually really looking at this point is Cathodian, Tezzeret's Gambit.
I think you take the Smokebreaker over the Cathodian because the Elemental deck would be a really good draft, and that is the linchpin of it.
Yeah, I'll take the Smokebreakers if we see some a little later. I'd rather take cards... the Elemental deck's only good if it's open, and if it's not open, I don't want to be there. Whereas the Cathodian can just go in any deck. I'm actually leaning a little bit more towards Tezzeret's Gambit.
I don't think it's a high enough pick.
No, you'd rather have...
the this is not a particularly exciting pack.
Maybe I can go with the Player's
Unless you're
Silver.
going artifacts, there's plenty of artifacts in this.
Alright, so here we see a couple of mana leaks. Makes me think that blue might be open, might not be. Dusk Hunter Bat, Evolving Wilds.
So I think Mana Leak and whichever one's the foil one, it's hard to tell.
This one is.
How can you tell?
There's a slight glimmer to it. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay.
we have to decide. Do we
Either
want...
that or the Vapor Snag. I think you should go with Mana Leak.
Alright, so you think I should be moving into blue and not sticking with this Dusk Hunter Bat?
Well, so Mana Leak I think is just a stronger card, especially the first one.
Alright, let's go ahead and take our first Mana Leak. There's nothing else in this pack I want. Evolving Wilds would be decent. Okay, so white looks to be open. This is a late arrest.
Ooh.
Now, I think I'm going to take this arrest. I would like to be in black-white tokens. If this Restless Apparition comes around, I'll be really excited. This is the kind of card that only goes in that deck, and it's one of the cards that makes me want to be in that color combination. But I can splash an arrest. I can't really splash a Restless Apparition. It's only going in the black-white deck. So we're going to take this arrest. There's a couple other decent blue cards, but it looks that white is open. So we're going to go ahead and take the rest and hope a Restless Apparition wheels. If the Cloud Elemental or Fairy Mechanist wheels, I'll be consider going in that color. If a Nest Invader wheels, I'll go that way as well.
So the Fairy Mechanist you only take if you're in the...
Okay, so black is fairly open. Vampire Outcast is one of the stronger black cards.
It's been very good every time I've played it, except when it got Vapor Snag.
It's also the best card of all of these cards. None of these cards are bad.
Guile, I want to point out, goes in the Elemental deck.
It does go in the Elemental deck. It's just a 6/6 for 6, which seems like it would be fine, but really you just don't want a card this slow. I'd much rather have a 4/4 for 4.
Well, in the Elemental deck, you might get down much earlier.
Alright, so I think this is time for me to consider a Dimir Aqueduct. I'd like one of these. Bum Splinters is the other option. I think these are the only two cards I would really consider heavily.
So are you hellbent on going white? Because that Vapor Snag is very good as well.
I would rather have the first bounce
I'd rather
land.
have the Vapor Snag over the bounce land any day.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to play blue even. I'm playing blue or white, but either way I'm playing a Dimir Aqueduct because it goes in my black or white, my black-white deck or my black-blue deck. Okay, so we've got a lot of open black. Here I can choose between Vampire Lacerator
No, that's not very good.
or Apostle's Bladder. It's fine. It's a 1-mana 2/2. And if I end up being this aggressive deck with more Bloodthirst creatures or black... all I know is that I'm black, really.
Well, so Apostle's Blessing goes in any deck, so that's a good choice. The Vampire goes in the Tokens deck. None of the rest of them are really that good. The Lacerator's not a good pick. It frequently gets outclassed and then just drains you for life every turn.
Alright, we'll go with the Apostle's Blessing.
I think the Vampire is probably better than that.
You think the Vampire's better? Okay, what do we have here that looks good?
None of that.
Well, this pack was our opening pack, which isn't very strong. I'm going to take a Shrivel for the sideboard.
Well, if you're going blue, I would go with the Skimmer.
Yeah, I know. I really haven't seen anything that makes me want to go any particular way yet. Again, nothing very powerful there. I'm going to take the Ghostly Changeling here.
I just think you should have chosen your second color by now.
I like staying open. Okay, well, I want to be white because both of these Moonlight Shredders are pretty good.
The Double Strike guy is pretty good, too.
If I'm in this black-white Spirit deck, this will be a better card for the deck. And I don't... okay, we're going to take the Dust Hunter Bat.
Surprised that came back around. You also want that if you...
Take the Telling Time.
It's a really powerful late-game card.
Telling Time?
Well, it's a really powerful card to come this late in the draft. So.
Yeah, it's a good filler blue card. If blue's your main color, you want to have Telling Times. If blue's your sideboard color, you don't really. Or your secondary color. Okay, so it looks like we might be white, but we only really have 2 white cards and 2 blue cards. We have a whitish card and a bluish card. And we've got a couple of good black cards. Black is open, so that's good that we're in black.
Yep. Hoping for a money rare. Yeah.
How much is Mox Opal?
You should just take it.
Mox Opal. Just for the viewers at home, Mox Opal sitting at 20, so we're going to go ahead and reserve that. Now, what we would like to pick, what I would pick instead of Mox Opal, this would be the point that made me choose white over black, or white over blue. I would probably take, well, no, actually, I would probably just end up taking Spread the Sickness over Slim as a Guildmage. If we were any of the other colors, like if I was mostly green, this is the kind of card that would make me go white. If I was mostly white, this is the card that makes me go green. This is one of the best uncommons in the set.
I think we should draft the affinity deck one time because it seems like it's always open.
Knowing our, the problem is if it's not open, you go into it.
Wow!
Woo!
Wow! You probably should have talked.
I meant to reserve it.
Why don't we see how much that card was, Daniel?
Oh, Spell Sky?
You just snap picked right now. That's beautiful.
That was an accident, guys.
$10.
11.
Wow,
yeah,
I'm
okay.
a little surprised that got passed.
There could have been a foil that was worth more. I didn't get a chance to check.
Because you were so excited.
Because I meant to reserve. I wanted to see what's in that pack. It would have told us some more of important stuff. Our opponent could be thinking that the estimated value of the whole pack is higher than that. Some people make picks based on just winning the draft. Now, okay.
Let's see. The imp is okay. Let's keep looking, though.
Let's go ahead and reserve the imp, because it's most likely my pick. No, it's Nameless Inversion.
Actually, Nameless Inversion, yep. That was pretty good. The Flare Husk is pretty good.
On the wheel, I'll be happy to include Cloud Elemental deck, which probably won't make the deck, or our first Terashi's Grasp.
I think the imp is probably better than
Oh, yeah. If that wheels, I'll definitely take that. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reserve this, but I'm not sure if we're taking a Conclave Phalanx. Glinthawk Idol isn't the kind of card we want to run as a splash. Phalanx, yes. I don't think Culling Dias is the deck we want.
The Glint Idol is pretty decent.
We just don't... If it's a splash card, it's going to be hard for us to have the white. And it looks like we're going to be mostly like... We actually could end up being 3 colors.
I don't think you want to go 3 colors in a set. The
now,
Phalanx seems like the best card.
We could go with an Instill Infection, although we have no Proliferate. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, let's go
I mean,
ahead
it's okay. I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, Thunder Blast this late. That's interesting. Lightning Bolt. Red is very open. All right. I don't actually think we're playing blue.
Well, so the Waxmane Baku might be the best one if we're going to try to do Spirit Arcane or tokens, but I'm not sure.
We only have 1, 2 Spirit cards right now.
Then we're not doing that then. Well,
the thing about it is that the Ghostling, Changeling, we already have 3, and I think the first Waxmane Baku is better than the second Ghostling Changeling, in that if the Waxmane Baku is good, it'll be excellent, whereas the Ghostling Changeling will just always be decent. So the upside is so much higher, if it works out. And the downside's not too bad. I am sad that we're not in red. A Lightning Bolt this late is
I wonder if we could just switch. Probably not.
We could, but that could have just had a double good red pack, you know what I mean? So there could have just been enough red.
Several picks in, though.
Right. Oh, God, I did not mean to do that. I meant to reserve.
Reserve things and talk about them.
Yeah, I meant to reserve that one, too.
Alright, so look how many artifacts in Affinity for Artifact Stores still.
Yeah, but there's only... Neither of these artifacts are exciting. This is okay. Slumber Hoverguard's good. Yeah, Affinity was open this draft, but you don't know until, like, the middle or end of pack 2.
You don't commit soon enough. If you want Affinity, you have to cut them hard.
Oh,
that's all there is to it.
I might let you draft that. That's not how I draft. Because I don't want to end up in the position where you're forcing Affinity and the next guy next to you is also Brad and also forcing Affinity, and you both end up with terrible Affinity decks. Second Death Denied's no good. What are we going?
You should pick something. There's 6 seconds.
No. Reserve. Okay. I think that's better than anything else.
Just leave it alone.
Yeah, the rest of this is terrible. I don't think we're going to play that, but Affinity is definitely open. Darksteel Citadel is one of the highest picks for that deck. We're just taking Sickle Ripper. Darksteel Citadel is one of the higher picks in the deck because it lets you turn your land count into artifact count.
I just wonder if we could go Affinity right now.
In the end of set pack 2, no.
It seems very open.
You need about, like, I think it's 14 or 15, 14 or 15 artifacts.
We've got that many more picks left. Another Affinity spell.
You don't want to run Frogmites, though. See, this is a good one. This is the kind of pack that lets you really know. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 good Affinity cards. Affinity is very open. You are correct. This has been a great time to get into that. And then there's this one, which has, sure, Flare Husk is okay, but you're not excited about it.
You don't want that. You want the Flare Husk.
I don't think we're playing the Flare Husk.
Yeah, well, we're definitely not playing a red spell, so...
It's just a spell I'd rather not see. and I don't think I'm going to play Flare Husk whatsoever. Oh, God. I don't feel bad about making cuts. Okay.
Still infection.
Well, yeah, we're not playing blue at this point.
See, I think you wane back and forth too much, whereas you should be committing to an archetype.
I'm committed to...
Because playing decent creatures is not good. Playing archetype creatures is what wins drafts. In this set. I know, I've drafted it a lot in paper.
That's just true for...
And at some point, you just have to start taking the picks.
Like the Battle Grace Angel?
You probably should take that one, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and reserve this while I look at the rest of them. Accidentally pick.
The rest of this pack's kind of unexciting.
Alright, so... they're good cards. Incandescent Soul's good. Water Servant's decent. For us, the wheels will...
blue.
Yeah, for us, the wheels will be Dusk Hunter Bat or Shribble. We probably can't even play Sky Hunter Skirmisher very well. Wow.
Well,
just another mediocre pack with just nothing for us.
Just take affinity cards.
We're in the last pack. We can't just shift to affinity.
So
I know it's super open. It's super sad we didn't go in.
It's too late. Yeah.
I
pointed out after the second pick, I believe.
No. You said affinity. Just jump in on affinity and hope it's open, and you happen to be right. Although it could have just as easily been someone else making that pick, and all of our stuff would have been terrible. You didn't. You just would have gone in and hoped. And
it would have worked out, Daniel. Results-oriented.
No. Results-oriented thinking is terrible in Magic. So we're going to go with the Raise the Alarm or the Ulamog's Crusher?
Probably want the Raise the Alarm, though. If another Eldrazi comes through, you probably want to get it.
Yeah, there's just not a lot here. I don't mind the Sickle Ripper. I probably would also pick the Sickle Ripper over the Crusher, just to...
I mean, we've chosen colors that are not open, so...
I'm not even sure if it's that they're not open as much as...
it is. You can count the cards. We've got a Scion of the Wild, for goodness sake, on the third pick.
What, Scion of the Wild?
That guy is great.
If you're an archetype, yeah.
So.
I mean, it's not like we've seen Scatter the Seeds coming around either. So, I don't think we've passed any good black or white cards particularly. And look, another Nameless Inversion. How many Nameless Inversions in a rest?
This is third Nameless Inversion.
I mean, I do think black and white are open. Sometimes the pack's just crack in a way that it's not going to be amazing, but the Moonlight Straders came around. I mean, we've been getting decent cards, but we haven't passed that many. We've passed one good black-white card. That was the triple black, triple white card. And maybe there's another black-white player, which is fine. I mean, Dark type can support too, but there just hasn't been that many exciting things. The good news is we have 3 Nameless Inversions and an Arrest and a Sunlance. We've got okay removal.
Yeah, we don't have very good creatures though.
We have 1 card they'll probably kill. 2 cards that are
We don't have very many creatures at all, actually.
We don't have that many good creatures. Oh god, and there's just no good creatures here either.
So if I were in blue, I would take the Vapor Snag.
So we're in black-white, so it's between Gut Shot and Steel Infection and the second bounce line in white. I'm leaning towards the second bounce line in white because I don't think I want removal. It's not that great when we have so much removal, and I'm pretty sure I don't want Instill Infection.
I agree with you. Another Elemental.
Yeah. Alright, so... Okay, so here's an interesting pick. We can either pick the Dusk Hunter back or the Sunspear Shirkari. We don't currently have any equipment we want to play.
Yeah, you're going to want the bat.
Yeah, and I think the reason that I want to lean this way is just because I think we're heavier black than white. If we were heavier white than black, I might just take the Shikari. Okay, so we've got some decent black and white cards finally. We don't have anything to go with the Swordsmith, and this is pack 3, so I'm just going to go with the Dread Drone. Or we can pick the Fortify and try to go wide, but we don't have that many token creation.
I don't think we have very many creatures.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, just nothing here. Evolving Wilds to fix our pretty good mana.
Apostle's Blessing is pretty good.
We already have one. I don't really want to run 2.
How many creatures do we have?
14.
That's not terrible.
I think I'm gonna just... Or we could take the Overflowing Chalice.
Yeah, might as well just put that in.
I don't think I'm going to run that. I think I'll just play the Evolving Wilds. Because I'm actually going to play the Evolving Wilds. Okay, so we have another Dusk Hunter.
Yep.
We have a lot of Dusk Hunter bats.
That's fine.
You know what? I'm going to pick the Vampire Lacerator to go with our 3 Dusk Hunter bats, maybe 2
That's
Dusk
fine.
Hunter. I mean, that's just where we're at. It's just a bunch of early attacks. Oh gosh, this is so sad.
I wish we'd have gotten one of those proliferate cards now.
Yeah. I wish we had gotten any of the payoff cards in black. We didn't see them early either, though. Like, we didn't pass any good black-white cards, right? Other than the triple black, triple white
Just
card.
reserve. Yep. So those are all mediocre.
Sideboard.
Huh, that was a pretty meh draft except for the 2 money cards.
Yeah, I mean, we made our money back for the draft again.
So that's pretty cool.
All right.
Alright, maybe in building the deck, the connection won't fall apart.
All right, so I think the deck is mostly built. All right, let's just set these over here so we don't accidentally mix them up. Let's put the Sickle Ripper in the deck. Since we're a billion 2-drops to the deck. We've got, I mean, we're not awful. We're just not
the
impressed.
Death is pretty,
Yeah.
pretty bad.
I don't mind having one, but we just have so many better plays to make.
I mean, I don't know if we really need Cathodian.
It's just a 3/3. We probably don't. We have 18 creatures. Just let me put Sign and Blood here. Let me pull all my things down that I want to play. Now, I do want to play the Moonlight Striders. They almost always get back a Nameless Inversion or a... we need to find out if we want to play the Waxmane Baku. Oh, we do. We have a lot of arcane spells. We have 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6.
So what does the Baku do?
You can pay 1 and remove X counters to tap X creatures. Let's get through a bunch of damage. And we have the Nameless Inversions and the Ghostly Changelings and the Strider. We've got 6 things. It's fine.
Terrible.
No, and the Moonlit. I'm sad we didn't see more cards like this. Like, how many Moonlit Striders do we see? Just none. But if we had 1 or 2 more of these, we'd have a lot more solid of a deck.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we need to make a couple cuts. I think the cuts are going to start with the Sickle Rippers. They're just... maybe we just want to run a bunch of 2-drops?
No.
No. Okay, 5-drops. I like all these 5-drops.
I don't really like Cathodian.
It's just a 3/3 for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would rather have 4 of those and cut a 3-drop. We might cut... Is there anything you don't like about Cathodian, other than it's just a 3/3 for 3?
I mean, you can leave it, but you probably should cut the other Sickle Ripper. We still need to cut 1 more card.
I think we cut the Dread Drone and keep the Phalanx. We don't have any synergies for tokens.
Alright, that's fine. Or if you want to cut the Ripper and put in the Cathodian. Either one.
I think I'd rather have all of these 2-drops. I think I like Sickle Ripper better than that, right?
I think you basically drafted creatures, but no synergy.
Yeah, there wasn't synergy present. We didn't have the things that go with it, which are basically the spirits. They just didn't show up. We passed the 1 triple black, triple white one.
And that was because we were on the wrong colors.
I mean, it was open. People passed us late.
So.
We got really late Nameless Inversions and Arrests. I don't think that the packs had the cards that rewarded black-white.
So,
which is just unfortunate. All right, we just need to add... No, the good news is our mana is good. Actually, I think I'm going to run 16... we're kind of mana hungry, right?
Yeah.
All right, we want to run 1 island for the Dimir Guild Gauge, and I think I want to go down to 7, 6, add to deck. Yep, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources, 9 black sources, and 2 blue sources.
That seems about right. Actually, we have 3 blue sources.
3 blue, 4 blues. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 blue sources.
Well, if you count the Evolving Wilds, you have to count it for everything. So, 3 blue sources.
But no, the Dimir Aqueduct, the Azorius Chancery, and the island.
That would be 3.
And the Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, but then you count it for everything.
Yeah, you count it for one of each. We're probably not going to have the Evolving Wilds for anything else.
I don't usually count it.
I will be right back.
And I will sit here and wait, apparently. Because it does not start the rounds for another 6 minutes. Alright. So I do like how much removal we had. That's a good thing. 3 Nameless Inversions plus the ability to get back 1 of them with the Soul Shift. That'll be good. We have a good late game here in the Exalted 4/4 Angel for 5. And the Phalanx will gain us a life for each creature and be a 2/4. 4 is a very good toughness in this set. Now I'm a little worried about these 3 Vampire Lacerators. They may end up just being a liability. So, decent removal. Pretty decent creatures, but not really much synergy. So we'll see how it works out. While we're waiting, we can look at the modern deck. So this is the deck we've been playing. I actually took this to Star City Open and got 43rd this past weekend. I played a very similar list, only I didn't play the Insult Artifacts. But I think I'm about ready to go back to the Insult Artifacts. They represent a very hard game when attached to the Vault Scourge. So I think I'm going to be dropping that Agent of Bolus and picking up more Artifact Hate, actually, for the mirror match. A little less Graveyard Hate, and maybe some more combo-oriented creatures. So, in paper, I was playing a Rest in Peace and an Aethersworn Canvas, and I found those to be a little more useful. So, still got a few minutes left, Daniel, before it submits our deck. You want to play the first round?
Yeah.
Alright.
I wanted to, oh, we can't look at our deck, can we? Yeah, we can.
Well, let's start.
Here it is, never mind.
So,
okay. We lost the die roll. So did you like this deck more or less than our
previous deck?
Yeah, I think I like it less.
So I like the 3 Nameless Inversions. That is big game.
That's the only thing
Those
I like
kill most things.
I do like the Moonlit Strider. I wish we had just another one of those, really. I think it's really good.
I also like that we got our second Spellskite that we can use in our modern deck.
We've pulled very well. Somebody passed us that Spellskite, though. We have to really thank them. Oh, this is a keep.
Let's see. So we've got a Ripper into a Changeling, and we've also got a Chancery. That's pretty cool.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. So we can play everything in our hand. All right. And let's start with our... We're going to do turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. Okay, so it's a little trickier.
So turn 3, we're just going to play the Plains and play the Changeling, and then turn 4,
we're gonna play the Azorius Chancery. Actually, I want the Changeling to be dead before I play the Moonlit Strider, just so I can get the value out of it.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
But hey, now I don't have to because I got that Nameless Inversion. So the interesting thing is the 2 of the cards they picked right here on the Moonlit Strider. It has the sacrifice ability, so I can get something like Nameless Inversion back whenever I want. Which is
pretty good.
Yeah, if my opponent plays a card that exiles something or something of that nature, I can just respond to it very quickly.
Whoa. They didn't do anything. How sad.
Alright,
so I would attack first.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get it.
Because they're probably going to counter whatever you cast.
That's fine. They can counter my Ghostling Changeling. Counter spells are not very powerful.
Not when they're getting beat over the face.
No, and they might just have nothing. But if they counter my Ghostling Changeling, which they didn't. So next turn...
They might have just F6 to their turn by accident.
They could have nothing to do. We'll see. They have nothing. They're just dying.
Maybe they're...
Alright, so we're going to hit...
something.
No, they're
so hit them.
Yeah, and then play the Dustcunner Bat, and then play the Chancery.
Yeah. And bounce a Swamp.
Yep. And the next turn we'll play Battle of Grace Angel, and basically wrap this up. That was exactly the land I should have pulled back, but it doesn't particularly matter. I shouldn't have pulled back the Plains. Because I have to play the Plains now. Next turn, 1, 2, 3. Oh, my opponent is the other person playing Spirits, I guess. I wouldn't play a Waxmane Baku unless I had to. Alright. Wow.
Actually, why don't you just inversion his creature and attack?
Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. And then I think I'm actually going to play Dimir Aqueduct. kind of messed up a little bit. I should have pumped him once, but didn't quite make that play. Alright, so we've got our opponent down. Oh, here we go, next scratch. Okay, so he played nothing. I'm going to keep it the same way. I'm not sure. Probably nothing to drop. The things I would consider dropping if I knew his deck better is whether Conclave Phalanx is good or not. Like if I wanted more early pressure, I might put in a Sickle Ripper or Cathodian over it. But we didn't get to see anything, so we're going to keep it the same and send it back. And see what he goes with. And hopefully I won't miss the small amounts of damage triggers. That +1/+1 can make a big difference sometimes. Another keepable hand.
Yep.
The Dimir Aqueduct does so much work. Like this is one of the reasons I like having the 2 bounce lands is
Keep.
right? I could keep this hand if it had 1 less land. It would be a little slow, but it would still be powerful. All right, here we go.
There we go. Swamp. And F6.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to drop the 1/1 Dusk Hunter Bat.
Let's see what they do first. If they drop a creature, I'd just kill it.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You could have also bounced the land. You'd have had to discard a land, though. So.
Well, we have 3 Dusk Hunter Bats. I'd like to have a way to get 3 damage in case we draw another one. Oh, sure, yeah, raise the alarm. That doesn't mean anything. So next turn we're going to play our Waxmane Baku, unless they play something threatening. And then, I guess in this format you should never F6 because you could always have a Gut Shot. Yeah. Not that I would Gut Shot a social token. Okay, we're playing the same decks here. Oh, we really are playing the same decks here. Wow. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill that.
So he gets no value off the Soul Shift.
Yep, and then we're going to drop the Dimir Aqueduct.
And bounce the Swamp.
Turn this to my hand. And hit him for 1. Alright. Next turn we are going to drop our Waxmane Baku and our Evolving Wilds. And set up a turn where we can just use our Battle Grace Angel and start using Exalted triggers. If he can answer it, that's fine, but a lot of the removal does not answer it very well. He's just throwing it out there.
Nice.
So I think we're going to go with our Waxmane Baku. I'll happily block with this. I don't care. And my Evolving Wilds.
Attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not blocking with my Dusk Hunter Bat. It's too valuable as an attacker. And we'll wait until his end phase to pop our Evolving Wilds.
I'll just go ahead and pop it now.
Alright, let's go ahead and get
don't
planes.
forget.
Alright, I'm going to block the Ruin Server with our Waxmane Baku.
Just draw a card?
Yeah.
Yeah, you realize it didn't get a counter next turn if you... Well, no, you're going to go ahead and play no land and play the Battle Grace.
Yeah, it's gonna. We're not going to need to tap down his board.
Alright, so we got to raise the alarm. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Alright, doesn't matter what land you play.
So he has 5 mana open. I'm thinking about playing both of these things and not the Battle Grace Angel until he taps out.
Go ahead and attack him first.
Well, if I play the Battle Grace Angel, I'd rather play then because I get 2 life with Exalted. So you think I should play both of these cards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. Raise the alarm's an instant, so...
Yep.
I would just wait and do it.
Alright, so now he can't swing into us because we have a 3/3 essentially. And then turn we'll raise the alarm. Okay, that's
Nice.
fine. Alright, now would you trade for the Ancient of Kamilan or the 2/1/1s? I think I want you to
2/1/1s.
the 2/1/1s you think represents better than like I can just play a Ghostling Changeling.
Exactly.
So you think I should trade my 2/1/1s for his 2/1/1s?
Exactly.
As opposed to the bigger creature. Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop the Battle Grace Angel.
And hope he doesn't have it.
He's not likely to have anything.
You did not tap 2 white.
Oh.
And then go ahead and play the Lacerator if you can.
You will play it after combat.
You have to click through your trues.
Alright. This should be keep back his creatures.
Actually, if it doesn't keep back its creatures, you get to block with it. Yay!
Yeah, I'll be happy to trade off Vampire Lacerator for any trick. It's not good enough. You can get a Thief of Hope back with that.
Alright, so we take 1.
Yeah, let's not always yield to that.
Alright, so we're going to attack with just the Angel.
Yep, we're going to gain 5 life.
So probably we shouldn't have played the Lacerator then. I'd go ahead and play the land.
I'm going to play the Land, the Ghostly Changing, and the Arrest. I'm going to arrest his Dimir Guildmage so he can't use the effects.
I would arrest it first. Like, attack first, then arrest. But play your land.
Okay, well, there is the problem of the Kami of Ancient Law killing the Arrest, so maybe we want to wait. I mean, it gets it off the board, but it doesn't mean much.
Alright, go to attacks.
Well, this does equal a total of 4 damage. His,
Who cares? We're about to gain 5 off.
Well, if he uses the Nameless Inversion response, he didn't. It's Scuttling Death plus Nameless Inversion is 4, but he didn't. I assumed he had something.
Alright, go ahead and drop the Ghostly Changeling.
Yeah.
It's still in blocker's phase. Alright, there you go.
Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I might just leave the rest and wait for the Kami of Ancient Law to go away.
Okay.
Because
So we have 2 pumps on the Changeling. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, next turn I might just swing with the Changeling. Now I'm swinging with the Battle Grace that represents 2 turn clock. And gaining us 5 life. Our opponent basically has 1 turn to deal with this without probably losing the game.
They're trying.
I would have considered making me discard a card, but I guess when you're so far behind.
Well,
they have
he
answers.
needs to draw an answer. Looks like he drew a land.
He does have an answer. Anything that does 3 damage kills it. Wow.
Well, he's drawing for that answer desperately. I'd say block with your Vampire Lacerator.
Yeah, I'm going to. Even if he gets back a Thief of Hope, I don't really care about that. A Nameless Inversion of my own.
So you can Nameless Inversion 1, arrest the other, and attack. And that's not quite death. So you might as well just attack with the Exalted.
Yeah, let's go ahead and kill
Is there
that.
no way to make it not ask you that question? Whoa, don't tap it back.
Oh, yeah. That was a bad move.
I don't think Daniel would do that in paper.
No, not when I'm not thinking about it. Although, I am one of the people who has the bad habits of when I'm ahead, I play much worse.
Oh, I don't think I do, but I might.
Yeah. Yeah. So, our opponent has plenty of cards in hand. They can't draw extra cards, so they have to have the answer this turn. The good news is if they do have the answer, they have to play a creature as well. And that's good enough. Oh, this will gain them a life, sure. Aether Snipe. That's still not good enough. But it buys them a turn.
Don't play that.
You'd rather have the activation for this and not just be able to swing out next turn?
Yeah, I mean, you could play it.
Do you think the 1 activation... I don't think he has anything that does 2 damage that doesn't do 3.
Okay, well, so your flyer there will kill them next turn. So playing the Lacerator doesn't matter.
If they kill my flyer, then I want more creatures out, is my idea.
Okay, go for it.
That's the only reason I want to play it. And now I'm just going to swing for 2. But the fact that they'll be at 3, right? I mean, I'm preparing for them to have dealt with the Angel, because if they don't, I do win the game.
Ooh, you know what you could have done? Swung for 3 and then pumped it 1 so they couldn't block it. But they had to block it.
The Ghostly Changeling?
Yeah. If you hadn't played the Lacerator, you could have swung with it.
He would have blocked with his 4/4.
And yours would have been a 4/4 if you pumped it.
Yeah, they would have traded.
Yeah, that would have been wonderful. It would have also gained you 4 life.
I'm not worried about the life gain. I just want him to be as low as possible. Like, he's on a 3-turn clock even if he deals with the Battle Grace Angel. He has to deal with all of these creatures. I guess that helps. He can get his Guild Mage back if he wants to sacrifice this to get Pro White. Yep.
And then draw a card, probably?
Yeah, he didn't have anything to get with that. He can draw a card and then look for an answer. I don't think he got an answer. I don't think attacking with your Aether Snipe's a good idea when your opponent's at 24.
Where you're not blocking.
No. Oh, you got the Kami of Ancient Law.
Don't bother playing the land.
Not for the Ghostly Changeling.
So
1,
he
2,
has 3 blockers?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I should just...
You should just swing with just the flyer and kill him, right?
How did he lose... How did he...
He gained 2 life.
Oh, he gained 2
lost
life.
it.
But yeah.
Just click the Angel. Don't click through this step. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that I had done 2 damage the turn before. I was like, where did that life come from?
That was very good that you'd done those 2 damage before, because he would have probably blocked on my play. So.
Yeah, my idea was, if he answered the Angel, then he would be at 3. And if he answered the Angel, then at the very least I could get through 1 damage 3 times, probably before he can answer all of my creatures.
That's a good play line. I would have gone for gaining the most life and forcing the trade.
I would have done that if we needed more board position, but with us having 25 life, it
didn't really matter.
There could have been position. If we were at 6 life or like 10 life, I think your play is a lot better because he doesn't have to stabilize. He can just race us with his 4/4. But in our position, he has to stabilize. He can't afford to. He can't race 3 to 25.
Well, see, that was an excellent win, Daniel. We have
way too much time left.
Well, we have at least 15 minutes probably. So you can actually go over to the other tab where I was talking about the deck.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to stick with the Insouls for a little while and see how they work out.
What matches are you not happy? Game 1 with the Insouls. What matches? What cards make you think I don't want to have this Insoul because I see a lot of this in the meta?
Abrupt Decay. You basically have to wait till they tap out to play the Insoul because all your creatures die to a lightning bolt before you Insoul them. So you're either Insouling the indestructible land and hoping they don't Abrupt Decay it or path it, or you're Insouling something after they tap down and they don't always tap down.
Yeah. So the things that
we also want another Dragon's Claw on the sideboard because red is very prevalent, especially online, not so much in paper.
Yeah, online we may even run 3 Dragon's Claws because we always want to see one. I could see that if you think the matchup's there. So things we like to Insoul. Vault Scourges if they're tapped out. Whoa! Was that the double mouse action?
Yeah, it was double mouse.
Darksteel Citadel is the best target.
Actually, depending on the matchup, if you can get the Insoul on the Lifelinker, sometimes they cannot beat that.
That's true.
For instance, Burn has a really hard time beating that without Artifact Destruction, which is all on their sideboard.
Game 1, if you can get to a position where your Vault Scourge can be equipped with that. Now, me as the Burn player, I'm going to kill the Vault Scourges on site. You're never going to untap with one if I have Burn, but if your Burn player makes the mistake or doesn't have the resources, if you can make it a 5/5, if you can just hit 1 time and they have to spend 2 Burn spells on that, they essentially got a 4 for 2, and they just can't win.
Every once in a while, you have the 2 Vault Scourges in your hand, and that is really hard for them to answer.
Yeah, they have to have 2 bolts.
Insouls, but you don't get that if you don't play the Insouls. Obviously.
So the Insouls are also good on the Mox Opals, the Springleaf Drums.
I usually don't Insoul those things in playtesting, but in the actual tournament, I didn't have them to Insoul.
We should try that more. There are points where the Springleaf Drums and the Opals and etc. are redundant, or we don't need that.
Every once in a while, that is true.
And the ability to make it just a 5/5 is fine.
Yeah. A lot of times, your only source of colored mana is the Springleaf Drummer or the
That's true,
or
too.
the Mox Opal.
And a play we haven't done that I would like to play, that eventually we will hopefully get to make, is the play where you activate an Inkmoth Nexus and out of nowhere get 5 poison. Where they have the 5 and they're like, oh,
good
5.
things.
And then you just like, oh, here's 5 poison. And they're like,
one
oh,
thing
son
we
of a
haven't
guns.
got to do on the stream, but I have done in person, is sack everything to the Ravager, sack the Ravager, and put a lot of poison on them.
Yep.
And then the counters stick around to kill them next turn or kill them immediately.
And it's not a super risky play if you know that they're not if they're not running white, it's very safe.
Generally, you don't do it unless they're tapped out.
Right, you do it when they're tapped out.
Most every deck runs removal, so do it only when they're tapped out.
But when they untap the next turn, like your second turn, once you have the 6/6 or 7/7 or 4/4 or 5/5, that takes it out of the range of the red removal, which is the primary removal. Red and white are the best removal colors. We do see the occasional dismember, but I think
I got wrecked by a dismember.
we did several occasions.
Yeah.
It's a spicy one.
That's great. I'm going to cut the Tezzeret, add another Dragon's Claw, cut the 2 relics, or maybe go down to 1 relic. Not sure on that one yet.
So
Torpor Orb needs to be in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Those are basically the only changes.
So the Tezzeret, the only time I really like him is I think if it was a meta that was primarily something like Abzan or primarily more mid-range, where you had a little bit more time and you needed a little bit less pressure. You weren't going to be able to race them, but you could turn your Mox Opal into a 5/5, and then you could turn your Ornithopter into a 5/5.
Yeah, I much prefer to just kill them before they have 4 mana.
That is the preferable goal.
That is really the way to win with Affinity. It sounds very shallow to just say I prefer to kill them before that. Of course, everybody does. But with Affinity, you can do that, and you should be aiming everything towards killing them that fast.
Yeah, I play Burn, and when you play Effective decks, you might see us play later on. We probably won't play Burn. There's a lot of Burn in the meta, and it's just not as. It's not that it's not a good deck. A lot of it comes to piloting. One of the points Brad brought up in his matches is he saw a lot of poor Burn pilots. Now, Brad has played me with Legacy Burn, and he commented before, you know how to pilot a Burn deck. It's a lot more challenging. That's important. Mm-hmm. A lot of players pick up a Burn deck because they think that it's... And it is. The percent starts high. And the same thing for the Affinity deck, right? A bad Affinity deck player will beat you with his good draws. But a great Affinity player will beat you with his bad draws.
Mm-hmm. That's true. There are many times I had to keep a subpar hand to keep from going down a card because mulligans and Affinity are bad. And just playing your spells in the right order will get you a lot of wins.
Right. So. And then the next part, like Brad said, is knowing when to take the Ravager route and sacrifice everything. And I mean, the next level is
it's very infrequent, I will say that.
Yep. It's figuring out that weird spot where you sacrifice some things to the Ravager and you kind of mitigate this cost. I don't think we've had enough interactions to figure that out, but I know that's one of the top level plays in it is like the half your board sack. If they have removal, it doesn't necessarily make you lose, or like there's a couple of different other things. Most of the
time, that won't work. You're usually sacking things to the Ravager in response to them being destroyed anyway, or to save the Ravager. I haven't had the half board sack swing for game kind of thing. Usually, you just want your artifacts to stick around, even if they're terrible, because you might just run across the best card in your deck.
Springleaf Drum, cranial plating.
Which is cranial plating. I was trying to show it while I was saying it, but no, that didn't work.
Yeah.
So, and sacking them to the Ravager negates the one from the cranial plating, so you've got a 0-sum going there. So that's not really the path you want to be down unless you're winning. Or if they're dying to removal anyway. Another tech play is they go to destroy your artifact, but the spell also does damage. You sack your artifact to the Ravager, you won't take the damage. I prevented many a player from gaining 3 life off their Lightning Helix. I also prevented several damage to myself by sacking in response. So,
yeah. Any spell that only has 1 target, if that target becomes invalid, the rest of the spell is countered. Now, if it has 2 targets, take an Electrolyze, for example. If your opponent targets you and a creature with your Electrolyze, they're going to draw the card. If they targeted 2 creatures, you can sacrifice both of them, and then they won't draw the card. Right? A spell does all it can as long as it has at least 1 legal target. If you remove all legal targets, the spell is fizzled. It counters itself.
So, let's see. It looks like 2 people 1-2-0 were among them. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah. I know we won, but looking at that, you wouldn't be able to tell. And then there are still 2 matches underway. So we didn't get eliminated in the first go round.
There's 4 matches. There's 2 matches still playing. Yeah, there's 4 players still.
If we manage to win one more, we're at least walking away with enough to draft again. And actually just selling the Mox Opal, even though we might want to keep it to build the affinity deck that we're currently borrowing. I don't know.
So, interesting thing on the price fluctuations, when you look at cards like, well, we're going to pull this over here so you can take a peek. A part of Mobius' pick here is understanding
Might want to just maximize it.
Our speculated picks and whether we want to buy or sell or push. Or we're going to be keeping the spell skates. I think these cards are actually going to level out pretty well. The release on MTGO. Right here we see the high point was somewhere around $14 or $15.
Which leveled. We almost sold ours for that.
We tried, but no one wanted to buy there. It dropped to about 10, and at that point I decided to keep, and it looks like it's going to level around 10. It'll slowly climb back up. One of the cards that we sold was Vendilion Click.
Does it let you do? Oh, it does let you do that. Nice. Up.
Oh yeah, Modern Masters 15, sure. Where we sold it for I think 22 or 23, so we sold it above par just a little bit, and it looks like it's flatlined pretty well. We're going to see on the Mox Opal. Some of the cards are already just bouncing back up, back to the original price. Like they had a very slow. Okay, so Mox Opal peaked and is valuing. You can see the low point here when a couple days after it was out, and it's going to average back out to probably around 20 where it says. Interesting card is Tarmogoyf. So Tarmogoyf had a lull, and it had its normal.
Wow.
It came down from where it was at to about 60, and then it's basically just tapered off to 50. But it's gonna kind of lull back up. It's gonna kind of do a little wiggly line, and then eventually just raise back up. So the time to sell Tarmogoyfs is still not yet. If I got a Tarmogoyf, I would still be holding it till it got back up to about its 80. Let's see, what else did we sell off? There's something else we sold off. It wasn't Vendilion. Oh, Cryptic Command.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, there's a lot of commands.
You probably need to just spell that one out.
Yeah, Cryptic Command. Whoa, that has a lot of fluctuation. We sold Cryptic Command for much higher than 9. I think I sold it for 10 or 11. So I really lucked out on that one.
You really did well on that one. You probably hit that first $10, $11 peak there.
Yeah, I sold our cards to sell on the first day. So you can tell a lot of these are kind of fluctuating. We're not sure if we'll hold the Mox or not, just because when we go in on the deck, we'll go in on the deck. But now is a good time to buy a lot of these cards. The cards are going to kind of curve up and down. You'll see like a dollar fluctuation for a while, but slowly they'll start climbing up. Slowly, Mox Opal will flow from this consistent 20-ish, where it's anywhere between 22 and 18-ish, to its slow climb back to about 30, or wherever it was prior. We can actually tell that by just looking at the Scars price, and it'll be a little lower than the normal Scars price was. Alright, so Modern Masters was announced. It was at 40. So the card will probably settle around like 35, like I was saying before.
Yeah, and so right about then was probably when it was spoiled. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, it was spoiled, I think, around here, where it was at 60.
So it'll creep back to 60, and it won't take it long.
So we see all these cards here. Let's see, what else? Let's look at old Tarmogoyf. What is Tarmogoyf going to go back up to? Modern Masters. Let's pick the Modern Masters one. That's the most realistic price point. At its high, it was around the 90s. The realistic one is the mid-90s. Because, I mean, at its absolute height, it sure is at 95 or whatever, but that's not really where it's going to be at. So it'll probably creep somewhere around the 80s or 90s pretty quickly. Whew, wow. What was it at its lowest? Just the 50s, right? Yeah. At its absolute lowest, just in the 50s. Tarmogoyf is just such a high barrier to entry.
Well, he's the iconic card of Modern.
Yeah, the card I want to see, I actually don't know how to spell it.
Liliana the Veil, L-I-L-I?
L-I-L. Oh, it's L-I-L because there's not double L's. I think that this is one of the best cards of Modern, and whew, is it a spicy one?
Also, one of the most iconic cards of Modern.
It's interesting. Most cards don't break the point where they're more expensive online than paper, but it's played in so many formats in such popular decks that it pushes through.
And you can't get the foil copies in online, right? So the ones they're handing out for the PTQs, so for qualifying for the PTQs.
That's true. There's a lot of little things.
So there's a little bit of pressure release on paper that there isn't online.
Well, the trade we see is an online card costing about half as much to a third as much. Highly played cards usually are around half, and moderately played cards are a third.
Termagoyf is 50, where it's 200 in paper, I believe.
I think that has to do with the future site releases online. People play them more when they're done because of the potential to earn the money back. So there's more. There's probably not more Tarmogoyfs opened in paper than online, but the percentage of players to packs open to future site is probably in the favor of Tarmogoyf.
So they do retro drafts.
They do retro drafts. Typically, Master was
love to do a retro draft of Triple Innistrad. Not only because we could open a Liliana, but because I loved drafting that set, and I was great at it.
I will tell you that all of the cool, like, people remember Innistrad drafts because you could play these wacky, crazy, whatever decks. Not the case, because everyone tries to go for it. Like, the best decks to do in Innistrad, Triple Innistrad online is like green, white, or just a beatdown deck. Because everyone.
Oh, that's perfect. That's what I did in paper. So I actually managed to pull off several werewolf decks. Seems like those were very underdrafted.
It's just because werewolves wasn't as synergistic as it was just raw power.
And that was perfect. And we've got the 1 minute countdown.
Oh, good. We're running out of things to blather on about.
No, I have plenty more things to blather on about. That's why I have a stream, so people can hear me talk.
So I've been happy with the bounce lands. I think 2 to 3 bounce lands are perfect. How happy are you just seeing that one bounce land?
Okay, I will admit the bounce lands are nice. They're much nicer if you get a couple of normal lands, so you can play something first. So you're right. You ideally you're running 2 regular lands and a bounce land. Like, that's perfect for most hands. Yeah.
Because you're going to play a 2-drop, and then probably a 2-drop, a bounce land, and then a 3 or 4-drop. But you're beyond your mana problem for the most part. And we got lucky enough not to get them in our direct colors, but fortunately to have the overlap if we ever get to the point. Like, we could run a blue card if we wanted to with our 4 blue sources.
We could.
Did we have any blue?
We have a blue activation or something.
We did. I knew that, but I was thinking if we had any blue cards, it'd be good for playing the board.
Well, there's a mana leak, but I don't think you want to allow them to cast that. So
I would.
Other than that,
vaguely consider maybe Aether Snipe, but probably not.
Well, Spell Scout would actually be good if they have a ton of targeted removal.
Yeah, but you don't even need the blue for that. But yeah, you're right.
You don't need the blue. No.
It's nice to have the blue.
We would like to go first.
And we'd like to
is a keepable hand with a Swamp and Vampire Lacerator.
Yep, so it's going to be Swamp, Evolving Wilds, or Island, Plains.
No. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. You're just getting ahead of me there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a turn 1 play, a turn 2 play, and then a turn 3 play. We're going to play the Waxmane Baku into the Ghostly Changeling because the token...
Sounds great. Have they DC'd? They're really tanking on this hand.
I mean, it can be hard to know what to keep or not.
Whether to mulligan to 6. Does it actually tell us if they mulligan to 6?
It does. They kept
Oh, I see. You can see their hand size.
You can, and you can see it over here on the... Well, it's on the side of our...
I see. Monitor, okay, I never looked at that.
So now our opponent is possibly kicking themselves if they kept a slow hand. Red's not always a slow color. They're taking the 2, though.
Well, they might be Lightning Bolt, yeah.
Woo! Hey, this guy eats a Lightning Bolt. I'm happy.
He ate that Lightning Bolt.
Alright. It's a Nameless Aversion and pass the turn.
I don't have 6's turn because you need to...
Now, if our opponent has another bolt for our Waxmane Baku, we're going to go ahead and get this island now. Just out of the way.
Alright, Plains.
Alright, so I'm excited. If the Waxmane Baku doesn't die this turn, Vampire Outcast is going to be an excellent payoff.
Yeah, it's going to be even better than the Changeling.
Oh, by far. A 4/4 lifelink creature was put a hurt on him.
Ooh.
I'm happy to swing into that.
Alright. Go ahead and play the land, or you can attack first.
Yeah, I'm going to attack with creatures. I don't mind trading with an Alloy Mirror. I don't think he'll block.
Well, if he does block, give it protection from artifacts and really wreck him.
Alright, so my opponent is now facing down a 4/4 lifelink. Things are bad for him. It's very hard to... Jera, Maya, Fyra. Oh, there are lots of colors too. Alright, so next turn we have opening for Ghostling changing with Apostle's Blessing. I will be trying to keep Apostle's Blessing open from now on. All I want is my Vampire Outcast to survive one turn. Did not.
Nice.
Still not unhappy to keep my opponent just off of cards. I thought about waiting a turn, actually, and keeping it alive, but that wasn't the way that I ended up playing it out. But,
oh, look, he even kept black mana.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to click through these triggers?
Yeah. Always yield. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Alright, now attack. Woo. Alright, so now we have a...
Do you want a nameless inversion Alloy Mirror?
No. I don't think so.
Keeps him off of a color of mana.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's already got 4 of the colors.
He could be a 5-color deck.
Well, he is a 5-color
He doesn't have access to black if we cut it. I think I'm going to cut it.
Okay.
It's an odd play sometimes, but hopefully it'll also make him kill my Waxmane Baku instead of my Ghostling Changeling, since it has 2 counters on it. Because it's technically an Arcane Spirit spell. Alright. I also am not particularly keen on protecting either of these spells. Alright, what is our opponent dropping now? Tribal Flames. Okay.
Well, that died.
Yeah.
Wow, we've drawn a lot of lands.
Sometimes you just draw a whole bunch of lands and then lose the game.
We'll see.
The good news is they play stuff. I can
So,
just tap it down
whenever
over
they
and over.
cast a spell that kills the Waxwing Baku, what are you going to do? Save it.
That's right. That's all we got.
Don't just say okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yep. I'll let my opponent jump block. Alright, more lands.
I think they're going to play an Eldrazi.
They could. I mean, they easily could be the 5-color green ramp deck. I'm gonna let my opponent go to combat. If he wants to attack, he can attack. I would tap this down otherwise, but I think they're gonna play a spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can easily play an Eldrazi. Oh, good, they're attacking, which means they're probably playing an Eldrazi, which I will tap down and get in for 2 more damage. And then proceed to lose the game slowly to,
It won't be slow.
yeah.
It'll be like 2 hits. Oh, actually played.
I'm gonna attack with my Waxbane Baku, or we keep it back.
Nope. Keep
and
it back.
Apostle's Blessing it.
Yeah, because that'll actually protect you from the trigger as well.
If we don't draw something soon, we're just gonna die. Wow, very good discipline. All right, well, we just take the 3, and we just hope to get good cards. The fact that we're holding back 6 with our simple Waxbane Baku is fine. We just really need to draw anything here.
You've drawn quite a lot of lands in a row.
Vampire Laser Rider is not going to help us out of this one. Alright, we're going to...
I wouldn't even play it. Unless you're going to double block.
Yeah, I'm going to double block.
So what you do is double block Apostle's Blessing your Baku.
Yeah, we're going to Waxbane Baku on now one of his attackers.
His 3/3s?
Yeah, we're going to do it to the Because looks better. That way, in case he plays another land, the Marcus Riders represents more of a threat. Let's play blue. So now he has to attack. He wants to attack. He'll probably just attack with the Maka Riders. We'll double block an Apostle's Blessing.
So if you double block an Apostle's Blessing, oh, that's even better. So now,
just block with the Waxmane Baku, Apostle's Blessing. Apostle's Blessing first. That way, if he kills our creature in response, I can block with the Vampire Lacerator.
It's a good plan. So now you choose a color?
I'm going to choose red.
What a long menu.
Yeah, it has all the stuff. Alright, and then that means they get... cancel. Declare attackers. We'll double block, just because it doesn't make a difference, because he'll target the Vampire Lacerator anyway. And that way, if he somehow removes his Waxmane Baku, the Vampire Lacerator still kills his creature. And he traded a 2-for-1, which is still great for him. But this still would have been a 2-for-1, so we traded on our terms, which lets us skip a creature. And
oh, he had to target his own creature.
Yeah.
It's not a May.
Mm-mm.
That is very clever, Daniel.
Yeah, that's where I want him to be at. We really need to get anything that's decent, though. Like
another land.
Another land here is going to really
Every
seal
turn
us.
of the game? Yeah, we've drawn nothing but lands and a Vampire Lacerator, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just draw all lands.
I mean, it's valid.
Okay, well, we're going to take 8. We really
Well,
just...
why don't you trade with a 2/2?
You think I should just trade with an Estivator?
I mean, what?
God. Golly gosh. It's just terrible. Okay. I might have clicked through it. I clicked through it.
Yep.
Thanks, Waxmane Baku, for
I think he
being
needed to right-click or something.
awkward. Okay. Well, we just need to draw a creature to not die.
Shut it down.
Not what I meant to play. Alright, so we can block Sickle Ripper on this here. Then you'll have... We'll be at 2, and he'll have a 3/3 and a 2/2. Man. Okay. So if I knew we were going to draw all lands, I probably would have just held out on that Vampire Outcast. You know, it'd been nice to not have every single one of our cards be a land. Alright, that seals it up. Right? Yeah. Let's go to the next match. And hope our opponent doesn't just...
doesn't just win from us drawing nothing but...
Alright, I'm going to play Otherworldly Journey to protect us against his immense amount of removal.
Seems fine.
I don't know if I really like Vampire Lacerator.
Yeah, I would probably get rid of all of them.
I do like Cathodian. I do like... I don't know how much...
I like Spellscut because it has a 4 toughness.
How many things did you play that did 3 damage?
Or less? Almost everything? Right? Like, literally almost everything?
Alright, so let's drop the Vampire Lacerators. So we're bringing in...
Otherworldly Journey to protect...
Oh, you know what I like here? Death Denied. That lets me get my creatures back. Alright.
So what are you cutting for it?
I think...
Maybe the Sign in Blood?
I like...
Because it's kind of like drawing cards when you get them back from the graveyard.
I might just drop the Otherworldly Journey.
It does protect from a removal spell and make it do bigger.
Alright, we'll go here then. This looks okay.
Let's do it. We will go first.
Yeah, we would like to play first.
Let's
keep.
That's actually really bad. You have all black cards and no black mana.
I have a Spell Sky.
Okay.
We have a lot of swamps as well. This is not great hand, but we're swamp away from being great. And Spell Sky will help us put a lot of pressure away on our opponent.
Alright, we hope we draw the swamp right.
Yeah, a swamp this next turn would be great. A
bat into a bat.
Oh yeah. So Wrecking Ball
Swamp.
can really wreck us here if
Right
he
now.
Wrecking Balls. Yes, yeah.
Oh, good. So, probably the Changeling.
As opposed to...
The Changeling don't block, attack, do damage.
He has the Eldrazi spawn.
Yeah, he probably won't block with it. I wouldn't block with an Eldrazi spawn.
Alright, we'll give that a try.
Not when I was at 20.
Hopefully we draw another Swamp, and then we can play 2 Dusk Hunter Bats with Bloodthirst. That would be the ideal.
Now, he's probably playing a 3/3. Wow.
It's fine.
I would play the Spell Sky and the Dimir Guildmage. So click the Dimir Guildmage first.
Yeah. Cast for black, blue. Cast for white. Alright. And we'll go ahead and block the Nest Invader if he attacks.
Yeah, just
any
don't
target he
F6.
could any target he could make this bigger with, we can just use the Spell Sky.
Yep.
It has to literally say creatures you control.
Well, not to mention you have an Apostle's Blessing next turn. So
Yeah, if he plays a second Tribal Flame, it can kill the Spellskite this turn.
now, if we draw another land, you could theoretically Apostle's Blessing, do damage, get 2 Dusk Hunter Bats.
Yeah, and if
You
nothing...
can also just Nameless Inversion whatever he plays that's bigger.
Yeah, and we also have the option of using either of Demille Guildmage's abilities at this point.
Now, I imagine he's tapping lands and untapping lands because of that. Wait.
Would you rather have it kills a creature. Would you rather have a Spellskite or Demille
Who's he
Guildmage?
targeting right now?
He's targeting Demille Guildmage
How do you know?
because it has the box over it.
Oh, I say let it kill Dimir Guildmage.
Okay.
So now he does nothing. Yeah. Man, that's bold.
He's just bluffing a Tribal Flames, or he has a Tribal Flames.
Yeah, he's both. So I like the ghostly changing, leaving up blue mana.
We can't leave up blue
I
mana.
know that was a joke.
Alright, so yeah. Alright, so we've got our Ghostling Changeling down. If our opponent swings again, they probably won't. But next turn, we can hopefully get these Dusk Hunter Bats on. We really want to draw another Swamp. It'd be great to have down 4 powers of flying. That really,
So he's really only played 3 cards, though.
yeah, he's just land screwed. He's looking for a second color or something. Playing, oh gosh, he's just straight 5 colors.
Yeah, I knew he was.
Alright, let's do another block.
This time with impunity.
Interesting.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to attack with my Ghostly Changeling. If he blocks, then I'm going to Nameless Inversion to kill it.
Yep.
And that's it.
Go to attacks. Alright, now cast just one. That.
And that's all I can cast. Because we only have 1 black mana.
Oh, then you can't Nameless Inversion after you block.
Not this turn. We can take 5 and then next turn do that. And we have Apostle's Blessing and Redirect available.
Yeah. Five's gonna hurt.
Yeah. But if, I mean, again, he's just targeting the Spell Sky. Let's go ahead and make this cast for blue-white.
Yeah. Click blue and white. And then click black. What?
No.
Okay.
I just have to ask one of them. Yeah.
Click black.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a bad interface issue. Okay, so our opponent doesn't get a proliferate because it counters it, which is important because we don't want that to be a 6/6.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna play Cathodian. No, we're not. We're not gonna play anything. We're gonna swing with our Ghostling Changeling.
Yeah, I'd go ahead and swing with that. And if he calls a bluff, we just let him trade.
Fine. Now the good news is our opponent actually can't get out of saving this garbage mana. Anything they could have to pump it, we can redirect.
That's true. Anything that could kill our Dust Counter, we can redirect. Wait, you want... Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Why did... yeah, that's right. It does 5 damage. That's fine.
Yep. Now does he have another trick? Weird.
Okay, we'll take 2. I'm okay with that standoff because it's drawing a single land lets us drop Cathodian.
I'm a little surprised he's putting us on something.
He has no cards in hand. He can't afford to get behind. He's on top decks, and we have.
We need to draw a swamp.
A single swamp will make a big difference for us.
There we go. All right, so now
attack with Ghostly Changeling.
Well, the thing is, he can't attack us if you just don't attack.
No. I'm going to attack with the Ghostly Changeling, and then if he blocks, I'll kill the Skyreach mana.
Okay,
and then if he doesn't, I'll play
keep both the swamps up. Okay,
yeah,
go for it.
Like we know that he just has a land in hand.
Okay, so he finally did it.
All right, I'm going to Nameless Inversion and pump.
Why are you pumping?
Because
Nameless Inversion.
Oh, never mind.
Not.
Yeah, it gets a -3/3. Just gives a +3.
Kill it. Just one swamp though.
Yeah. We're actually playing Cathodian next turn.
Alright, now play Cathodian. Woo! Stabilized.
We made it to the promised land, guys. Alright, so now we're going to hit with Dust Hunter Bat, and then play Dust Hunter back, Sickle Ripper, and etc. and etc. Our opponent's on top decks. If they get good stuff, they get good stuff.
They are drawing a lot of lands this game, and we are not. So they might have a real card in their hand.
They might.
It's likely it's not a creature.
Let's go ahead and attack first.
Yeah. I would go all out.
Yeah, I'm going to attack with both. And then I'm going to play both Sickle Ripper and Dust Counter Bat, and the next turn I'm going to play Conclave Phalanx. Alright. Alright. Okay, and next turn we will gain anywhere between 5 and 3 life.
Yep.
I'll be happy to trade my Sickle Ripper for an Nest Invader at this point. Alright, my opponent's just not drawing anything. Like the Tribal Flames? It's a sorcery, so you'd play it now. Something odd, because I used to use 2 mana. Maybe a board sweep?
Might be something with Bloodthirst.
I don't know. Our opponent's trying to figure out how to cast the card. Let's have a Twister. Perfect card for them.
Wow.
Nest Invader.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll do that then.
Another must-answer card of ours. And Savage Twister was there. Savage Twister is one of the cards that can really get them back in the game.
Whoa.
It's fine. We're actually going to be ahead. We're going to hit for 5 lifelink. And then our opponent can actually only hit us back for 5. So we're definitely winning this race. Our opponent needs to draw something very powerful.
Then we need to beat them one more game.
Yeah. We'll be on the draw that time. They have a more powerful deck than us. We're going for consistency. We're trying to go under them. Alright, we'll let them hit for 5. And next turn we will hit for 5. Alright.
So that puts them down to 1?
Yep, it puts us at 18. Our opponent is representing 15. Is representing 10 damage, so we can actually just take all that. They can't do 8 damage in one turn just by attacking.
Well, you might as well block one of them. Right?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and block the 2/2. Alright, we'll go ahead and play Swamp. And we'll see if our opponent has it. And I would assume they would concede, so I assume they do have it. No.
They just like messing with us.
Just tapped a bunch of mana. Alright, I still don't think there's anything to really pull in here. We could pull a Shrivel in for all of their shenanigans. They're small guys.
What's Shrivel do again?
-1/-1 to all creatures, but other than their Eldrazi spawn, I didn't see. They don't have tokens other than Eldrazi spawn. If they had creature tokens, I'd be more excited about that.
Is it all creatures they control or all creatures?
All creatures.
Alright, not a point.
Well, if we were playing against the Sapperling deck, I would be.
What happened? Did we win a game and I forgot? What's going on?
We're waiting for our opponent to finish sideboarding?
Oh. I didn't realize it would take us to this screen if that happened.
I didn't either.
This feels like an error.
It may be. Let's just wait one more minute. We'll find out. The total time for sideboard is like 4 or 5 minutes.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So there's a hide event button, but there's no like show event button that I see. So.
Well, we're in the event. This is the event right here. So yeah,
That is
Savage Twister is one of the
strange.
exciting cards to be in that color combination.
It was very nice. It got, what, 2 of our cards?
It got 4 of our cards.
4 of our cards.
We made a trade. We had creep for it. There we
Epic.
go. Okay.
Oh, okay, so it didn't break.
Alright, so now we just wait for our opponent to decide to go first, and we hope for a decent hand. This is a decent hand.
I concur. Keep.
Keep this. I think I'm going to go Spell Sky, Ghostly Changeling, Dusk Hunter Bat.
Seems absolutely fine.
Oh, they got the sweet bounce lands going on. Alright. I lied. I'm actually going to play Demir Guildcade.
Yeah, we play that too.
And then Ghostly Changeling, and then Spell Sky and Dusk Hunter Bat.
I would probably...
Depends on what my opponent plays here.
If you draw the land this coming turn... I don't know, attack, and if they take it, play the bat. If they don't take it, play the changeling.
I think I just would rather... Well, yeah.
I mean, maybe you...
No, getting the 2/2 flyer down while I can is a big deal. It is a little less mana efficient, but the fact that I have...
if they kill it, you're not super worried.
Well, I also have Spellskite, Nameless Inversion, so I'm likely to be able to play 2 cards on turn, or, you know. Okay, so they're low on lands, which is
Does it say what they go get?
yeah, they got a swamp,
Oh, okay.
so he'll probably play the swamp
So he's probably gonna have the 5 mana for a kill spell.
soon. That's fine. I'm gonna throw down Spellskite next turn, unless they play a creature.
Graph 4. Nice.
It's a powerful card.
So when they play one more creature, they'll graft onto it, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna attack with both of my creatures and a Nameless Inversion and trade if he lets me, and if he doesn't, well, I guess I could just let him graft. And
Why don't you
Nameless
just
Inversion.
attack? If you attack and he blocks, then his creature dies.
If I Nameless Inversion, that's what I was saying is, if
Yeah,
oh,
he's
okay.
not going to block. Okay, so
Play a Spellskite, keep open a Nameless Inversion.
that's what I would do.
If he grafts a Nameless Inversion, this is the Reap Canale.
Yes, please graft. Yes, yes, graft.
If he tries to graft at all, I can pay 2 life and make it go to our creature.
That's what I would do. I wonder if he knows that. Well, you've just turned off his graph, which is good in some ways and bad in others.
Oh, I can win this race. If he plays anything but giant creatures, it'll be a very easy race to win. Next turn, I'll probably play Conclave Phalanx.
If we draw a land, yeah.
Oh, I can just tap the Spellskite. 1,
Huh?
2, 3. It has Convoke.
Oh! What was it targeting before?
Dimir Guildmage.
Oh, okay. So you were okay with making your spell scout at O2?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's going to be a 5/5, and that's annoying, but it's fine.
Do we have any just straight removal?
We have
What if we, what if we
rest.
just double nameless it? Is that worth it?
It's getting close to it. Depending on what they play here. Tribal Flames.
Targeting what?
Dimir Guildmage?
For 4? Might as well just let the spell scout die.
Yeah. Does make us take a lot of damage. We've paid 4 life this turn.
I think it was worth it. Next turn he won't have anything on the board if we double nameless inversion.
We can just arrest it.
He could still graft.
That's true. Now they have 4 cards in hand, but we have 3. And we have 2 on board.
Yeah, just don't miss your attack.
Yeah. So next turn, I will play the Ghostly Changeling unless I draw a land, unless they play a threat that needs to be arrested. They're playing Savage Twister. Which is fine.
For 4, or is that just it to creatures?
We'll just do it to 2 to everything to ours. And then if we're unlucky, they'll play a Nest Invader. I mean, the good news is we got the Savage Twister out of the way. Not the cards I want to see.
2 changelings followed by a phalanx seems fine.
It's fine.
Whoa. A domain spell on that guy? Why not our face?
They're trying to stabilize.
That would have stabilized them.
We can swing through. We can pump twice.
Nice.
Alright, so our opponent still can't easily swing in. I'll happily change our Ghostly Changeling with this Ghostly Predator.
I think you should arrest that guy.
I might want to arrest something a little bigger.
Or maybe you want to just play the phalanx.
I'm going to block.
Okay. I think you shouldn't block. I mean, go ahead.
Unblock. Okay, you think I should take the 3? Okay. Well, let's try taking the 3.
Well, because next turn we gain 2 life. Right?
Yeah. And he can't...
Or we can arrest. Either one.
Okay, I don't think he has anything that... Well, yeah, here he uses the Grim Affliction. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, do we want to tap the Ghostling Changeling, or do
No.
we want...
Just pay the mana.
Alright, and then attack for 2. If they have a removal spell, they use it now.
Yeah.
We can keep them both back in double block. No, wait, that would kill my Ghostling Changeling. Never mind. I'm not going to double block. So I'm going to attack. Alright, my
They're
opponent is...
really thinking about this.
They might have some sort of premium removal. In which case, I would use it on the Conclave Phalanx. But they did not. Always chilled.
So back to 10. Not bad.
Back to 10 and it takes off the pressure. And they have to play another creature, which we can arrest. And then starting next turn, Ghostly Changeling will represent a significant threat, as we have 1, 2, 3 activations. We can attack with a 5/5.
Mm-hmm. And if we get the Angel down, game is over. We'd have to draw a land and the Angel, though.
We have lands, you know. We have a decent amount of okay draws. The one thing I don't like about our deck is it just doesn't have a lot of top-end pressure. Is it really just tanking so hard on... Okay, yeah, sure. Burst Lightning. Kick.
Okay.
That's fine.
Worth it. Whatever.
I'm gonna snap block every time.
Yeah.
Or not. Alright, so Arrest is going down on Kozilek's Predator, because we can't take too many hits. Definitely Kozilek's Predator.
Alright.
Does get
Nameless
them-
Inversion off the top. Nope.
Now, do we want to play the Vampire Outcasts?
Next turn, yeah.
Oh, we can't even have the option to do that. Yeah. We're cutting it close. 3-turn clock. The good news is the Vampire Outcasts will put us back into an okay spot, but we have to cast it off this, which is sad.
Yep. It doesn't.
We just don't want to return planes in case we draw planes, so we can go planes, angel, possibly. Probably not. I'm just going to block with the Alloy Mirror. Oh! Bone Splinters.
Nice.
I think I might have... Well, if he doesn't have way to remove anything. Ooh! I think this is it.
Oh, what could we draw that would save us?
The Angel. Nope, that won't. We have to get rid of 2 creatures. Not that. Alright. F6. F6. Well, not always going to get there.
That was rough.
Yeah, we just didn't get what we needed. Still, not a bad go about of it.
Nope, not too terrible. Alright, I think we're going to end the stream for tonight.
Yep, that's summing it up. We'll probably play some more Paper Magic tomorrow. And then
No, it'll probably be more online.
tomorrow's Wednesday?
Yeah, but people aren't going to be able to make it this week.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we'll pop in for some affinity matches tomorrow.
Or another draft. One of the two.
One of the two. Not sure which one. And